Hello everyone, welcome, I'm Robert, and today I want to discuss Rogue Dungeon. This is a dungeon crawler that was originally released on the Game Crafter, which is where I got my copy, and it is also a game that's available as a Steam app as well as a mobile app. And since the game was released about five years ago, it has got a second edition treatment that was directly released to Kickstarter. But like I said, this is the Game Crafter version, and it sat on my shelf for a couple of years, and I never got to try it until just now. And it really is a shame that I took so long to try it because it is a fantastic little dungeon crawler, and I want to tell you what I liked about it. But first, let me give you a quick overview. So in this game, you control only one character. It's not one of those games where you control a party of characters. So you'll pick your one class and you'll get their starting gear, and you'll arrange this board with your stats and the different decks for exploration and the thick loot deck, as well as this specialty deck that is never shuffled. And you also get all the tokens that the game includes nearby, and that's it. And there are a total of 7 double-sided map cards that are included, which will give you many possibilities of the kind of room layouts that you'll visit on each floor. So you'll set up and you'll start with certain stats, and as you explore the maps, you'll place these gems to indicate that a certain dungeon floor location has been explored, and you'll draw a card of the appropriate deck. Okay, so for the red gems, you'll draw these, which tend to be enemy encounters, and then for white gems, for example, they tend to be traders. So you'll gain experience and you'll use it to increase your stats. There is also a luck resource that you can use to reroll dice, as well as increasing or decreasing your die roll results by 1. Okay. Now, keep in mind that the only types of dice that the game includes are these two, and it's used for determining combat rolls as well as stat checks. And the D6 is used for some effects, like certain abilities that let you roll for damage, and also for camping, which is the main way that you recover health. You have 3 camping gear cards at the start of the game that you flip, and you roll this and you'll gain that much health. But watch out, because there is a chance that there will be a wandering monster when you roll to rest. And the game allows you to have many items to build your character. There really isn't much of a limit for items, unlike many of these other types of games that set limits for items. You pretty much can have as many items as you want. So if you do well, by the end of the dungeon, you're going to have a pretty charged character, and it's going to have all sorts of loot and companions in their inventory, as well as potions, scrolls, and whatnot. Now, the goal is to defeat the boss in the 5th dungeon floor, and good luck doing that, because it's gonna take many tries, most likely. And the game includes a sorcerer, rogue, dwarf miner, elf ranger, and crusader, and they're double-sided for their female or male illustration counterparts. Alright, so now let's talk about what I like about the game. So one of the things I like the most about this is just how simple it is to learn. You'll be learning this in no time, probably 20 minutes to go through the rulebook at most. And there's not a whole lot of like gacha rules or anything like that. It's very, very simple. The turn structure just amounts to basically just moving your meeple and putting a gem token on the appropriate spot, drawing a card of the appropriate color, and resolving it. And when you reach one of those cards, they're typically either a monster that you have to defeat in combat, or a room with some sort of stat check. And you'll be rewarded experience to increase your stats and loot items to build your character. And there's a few other rules about how combat works and certain keywords, spending experience, but it really is just that simple. So I love just how simple the game is to learn and how clean the system is. I played a total of 4 times, and unfortunately, I didn't win even once. I'll talk a bit more about the difficulty later, but in all my 4 plays, which took about an hour each, I did not run into any rules, edge cases or anything. Like I said, the system is extremely clean, so I think it works really well. I also found it very thematic with some of the effects, like how there's abilities that will let you tame beasts or charm beasts. And also, for example, the sorcerer here has an ability that lets you defeat after you defeat a monster, turning it into a skeleton that you can use as a henchman. So the effects in general, they really tie thematically very well to their name and whatever they represent. So despite the simplicity, there's a lot of thematic goodness here. There's also a very, very good amount of variety here. All the games that I played felt very varied. They did not feel samey at all. The classes are very distinguished, and I tried 3 of them. I tried the Sorcerer, the Ranger, and the Crusader. I tried playing with the Ranger twice, lost both times. And you're not really gonna see all of the enemies from each of the different level monster decks in the same playthrough. Each of the monster decks that is assigned for each of the dungeon floors has enough monsters in them so that you never see the same monsters in the same playthrough for the same floor. And the biggest amount of variety comes from the loot deck, as well as how those rooms with the colored backs will come out during each playthrough. Now, this game is extremely random, so if that's not your cup of tea, I would stay away. If you're very unlucky, you could die in the first floor, but that did not happen to me, thankfully. And in 3 out of my 4 playthroughs, I did make it to the 5th floor. I did even manage to face the boss in one of the playthroughs, but I perished in the end. But every time that I played, it was very thematic, and each of the playthroughs told pretty cool stories. For example, my Crusader, his fate was getting eaten by a gelatinous cube in the 5th floor, which wasn't very glamorous, but it happens. And now, this is not gameplay related, but I just have to say that I am enamored by the look of this game. It really gives me like a 90s video game vibe with it's not 3D. I'm very intrigued by the technique that is used for the illustrations here. Like if you look, like it looks like 3D from a distance, maybe the backgrounds are, but when you look closely, you can start seeing some of the lines and some of the brushstrokes. So I am honestly in awe at the technique of the art here. I am a self-taught illustrator, and I usually can tell how something is made, like the technique, but this is one of the most unique art styles I've ever seen. It's painted in such a way that it almost makes it look like it's 3D modeled, but it really isn't. Maybe I'm being fooled. Again, I'm still not sure how the illustrator does this, but I'm just very fascinated by the art style here. And it really just fits the game so well. And the graphics they just have this like 90s video game, like that awkward era where people were figuring out how to use 3D for video games, and they looked kind of blocky. It has that fidelity it just really warms the cockles of my heart. I don't know what it is about the art style here. I just love it so much. It's like visually one of my favorite board games that I have ever experienced. I really, really like the look of this game. It's fantastic. If I had to nitpick, the only thing I did not enjoy too much are these tokens that the game includes. I highly suggest that you immediately just upgrade to using some dice to keep track of things like health, experience, luck, and all of that. I found using these double-sided tokens kind of fiddly. That's really pretty much my only nitpick. Same with these maps. When you have to place the tokens in this map, I kind of wish this specifically was bigger and that the gem tokens were bigger, so that this was less fiddly to manipulate, but using one of these helps a lot. So that Thankfully, the upside of that is that it keeps the footprint of the game smaller by them making these cards smaller, but it does add to the fiddliness a bit. But other than the game being slightly fiddly, I really don't have any complaints. And honestly, folks, I think this is one of the best games in its category. I wish I had tried this game earlier for my top 20 RPG dungeon crawlers list from last year. I can't believe I didn't play it, because I definitely would have listed it there. I'm gonna make an updated list this year as I play more of these types of games, but this really is one of the best games in its category. As far as dungeon crawlers, and just another benefit of this game is that it doesn't require you to control a party of characters, and it doesn't feel like it compromises in any way. It really is just so good at what it does. It presents beautifully. It's easy to learn. And this is the first edition, mind you. Like, I don't even have the second edition, but this is the first edition from the Game Crafter. The second edition has it includes more goodies, more characters. It's a bit more refined. But yeah, this just being the first edition is just absolutely terrific, just fantastic. And I kind of regret not getting the add-on that includes a few extras like loot cards and a couple extra classes. If any of you has the add-on from the Game Crafter, please let me know, because I would like to acquire it, since I'm stuck with the first edition. But yeah, folks, that is Rogue Dungeon. It really does what it sets out to do, and it does so beautifully and with flying colors. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, go ahead and put them in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.